Q1. Name any 5 standard shape objects. Standard shape objects in 3ds Max are ready-made to D-spline shapes used to build basic design structures quickly. These foundational shapes can also be combined to develop highly complex 3D models. Line, used to draw straight or curved paths that act as bases for other objects. Rectangle, used to generate quick rectangular layouts and object outlines. Circle, used to create perfect circular shapes and round objects easily. Ellipse, used to create oval shapes when equal proportions are not needed. N-gone, used to create flat-sided or circular polygons with any number of sides. Understanding standard shapes saves time and makes object creation easier in 3ds Max. They provide the necessary starting structures for building detailed models. Q2. Why it is necessary to understand the various features of the object to be modeled? Knowing the features and parameters of an object before modeling ensures accurate and efficient designs. 3ds Max offers many object options that make the modeling workflow smoother. Correct creation. Guide features help match the desired look and reduce modeling mistakes. Simplifies complexity. Basic objects serve as accurate starting points for detailed models. Improves editing. Understanding parameter settings allows for quick object modifications. Saves time. Proper feature knowledge reduces repetitive work and speeds up production. Enhances quality. Correct use of object properties gives accurate and high-quality design results. Studying object features before modeling improves speed, quality, and overall control. This foundational step ensures better final outcomes for 3D models. Q3. What is the use of N-gone? N-gone is a standard spline shape in 3ds Max used to create custom polygons. It can generate both flat-sided and circular outline objects for diverse designs. Polygon creation generates regular multi-sided shapes with adjustable settings. Flexible sides supports any number of sides to offer modeling flexibility. Circular splines creates smooth, circular-looking polygon shapes for different styles. Radius control offers exact size definition through adjustable radius methods. Two radius methods uses inscribed for corner measurements and circumscribed for side centers. N-gone is an important tool that offers precise control over sides and radius settings. It remains highly useful for creating adjustable polygon outlines. Q4. Explain editable poly and editable mesh. Editable poly and editable mesh are object types used to modify 3D geometry. They grant access to subobjects to deliver superior control over detailed modeling. Editable poly allows geometry editing at multiple levels for advanced polygon modeling. 5 sublevels offers vertex, edge, border, polygon, and element selection levels. Flexible polygons uses polygons where faces can contain any number of vertices. Editable mesh provides direct transform access to vertices, edges, faces, polygons, and elements. Edit mesh modifier converts simple primitive objects into editable geometry structures. Both tools are crucial for transforming and customizing individual object components. They enable artists to turn basic shapes into intricate 3D models. Q5. Describe the various steps to create a cone, a tube, and a prismatic tube with 3ds Max. 3ds Max uses primitive options to create common 3D geometric shapes easily. Cone and tube are standard primitives that can be modified into unique variations. Start cone, go to create, select standard primitives, click cone, and drag for base radius. Set height, move the cursor up or down and click to lock the height. Top radius, move the cursor to define the top radius, setting it to 0 for points. Create tube, go to standard primitives, select tube, then drag for radii and height. Prismatic tube, change the tube side count and turn smooth off for flat sides. Standard primitives can be generated rapidly through a few simple viewport steps. Adjusting their parameters allows for quick creation of different shape variations. Q6. Explain what are splines and what are uses of splines. Splines are 2D shapes composed of vertices and connecting line segments. They function as flexible guides for building and controlling shapes in 3ds Max. Lines and curves, vertices and segments combine to create straight or curved outlines. Object reshaping, moving and tweaking vertices allows paths to change forms smoothly. Modeling bases, 2D splines can be extruded or lofted into complex 3D models. Animation paths, objects can be assigned to follow splines for smooth motion paths. Shape variety, built-in splines include text, circles, and rectangles for compound designs. Splines are core assets in 3ds Max that provide flexible editing capabilities. They are highly effective for both structural modeling and motion animation work. Q7. State the major transformation tools used for scene work. Transformation tools change the position, orientation, and size of objects in a scene. They help manage 3D space efficiently without destroying the original object identities. Move tool changes the spatial position of an object along X, Y, and Z axis. Rotate tool alters the orientation of a selected object by turning it. Scale tool increases or decreases object size uniformly or non-uniformly. Pivot points acts as a central anchor point where rotation and scaling happen. Utility tools clone copies objects while align and snap position them with precision. Transformation tools are vital for organizing and managing assets inside a 3D scene. They ensure objects are placed, oriented, and sized with complete accuracy. Q8. How would you apply material on a created object? Materials are applied to 3D models to add color, texture, and realistic visual details. Assigning the right material significantly improves the final appearance of a model. Select object, choose the specific model in the viewport to apply the asset. Open materials, access the material interface and select the desired material type. Assign asset, apply the selected material directly to the surface of the model. Multi-material, use multi-subobject material to assign different looks to individual polygons. Preview adjust, view the model in the viewport and tweak properties for better results. Applying materials bridges the gap between raw geometry and realistic visual style. Proper material configurations maximize the beauty and accuracy of the final render. Q9. What are the functions of scale gizmo and rotation gizmo? Scale and rotation gizmos are viewport tools that appear at an object's pivot point. They allow users to interactively transform objects directly inside the workspace. Size adjustment, scale gizmo enlarges or reduces objects along single or multiple axes. Uniform scaling maintains original proportions by scaling all axes equally. Non-uniform scaling stretches or compresses objects by scaling axes differently. Object rotation, rotation gizmo turns an object around the X, Y, or Z axis. Precision view, coordinate values displayed during adjustments to give users precise editing control. These gizmos provide excellent manual control over asset sizing and orientation. Using them makes layout adjustments and scene edits fast and intuitive. Q10. Write a short note on linkage and power brand. Linkage establishes hierarchical parent-child relationships between separate objects. Note that the source PDF does not contain info regarding the term power brand. Link tool connects two objects together to build a functional structural hierarchy. Child behavior. The child object automatically follows the transformations of its parent. Group linking. Individual objects can be linked directly to become children of a group. Unlink option breaks the connection to make the child object fully independent again. Workflow value organizes complex scenes and improves animation control over moving parts. Linkage is an essential feature for managing object interactions and motion hierarchies. It streamlines animation tracking, though power brand is absent from the text. Q11. Discuss the utility and functions of quad menu. The quad menu is a context-sensitive shortcut panel opened by right-clicking the viewport. It provides quick command access without requiring navigation to the side panels. Quick access displays common commands right at the cursor to minimize panel hunting. Context sensing changes listed options depending on the type of object selected. Transforms, houses move, rotate, and scale commands for rapid viewport adjustments. Scene management provides quick selection, cloning, and placement tools for workspace organization. Extra utilities features object properties, curve editors, and dope sheets for deeper control. The quad menu is a powerful interface shortcut that accelerates design workflows. Its adaptive, quick access layout keeps focus centered on active modeling tasks. Q12. Define modifiers, edit mesh and extrude. Modifiers change or adjust object geometry through the modify panel stack. Edit mesh and extrude are core modifiers used to shape flat or primitive geometry. Edit mesh modifies geometry structures directly at subobject selection levels. Vertex shifting allows selection and relocation of vertices to change model shapes. Structural changes provides direct manipulation tools to alter overall mesh design layouts. Extrude depth adds 3D thickness by extending 2D shape splines outward. Volume creation converts flat shapes into solid objects with realistic volume and thickness. Modifiers add immense flexibility to modeling pipelines without destroying original shapes. Edit mesh alters current structures while extrude generates real 3D depth. Q13. What do you understand by modify panel? The modify panel edits selected objects and alters their structural parameters. It controls the modifier stack, enabling non-destructive geometry changes. Parameter tweaking changes existing object dimensions with instant visual feedback in viewports. Apply modifiers hosts the modifier list used to reshape and deform geometry. Stack adjustment allows editing of parameters inside active, previously applied modifiers. Modifier removal deletes unwanted modifiers to easily revert object changes. Topology conversion converts standard primitives into advanced editable geometric objects. The modify panel serves as a primary editing center for refinement in 3ds Max. It keeps modeling workflows highly flexible and simple to manage over time. Q14. What do you understand by project directive? A project directive outlines the core objectives and goals before starting a model. It functions as a reference plan to guide creators toward a specific design target. Defines objectives, outlines the exact model requirements to maintain workflow direction. Clear expectations helps artists understand the final output look and limits confusion. Planning blueprint organizes development steps into a logical checklist before building. Pre-modeling step saves development time by solidifying ideas prior to geometric execution. Suburban example, the text details a traditional mailbox directive with functional moving parts. Project directives ensure modeling processes are backed by clear structural plans. Reviewing requirements early yields organized development and accurate final assets. Q15. Describe the various steps involved in production pipeline. A production pipeline is the chronological step-by-step workflow of a 3D project. It systematically organizes work from initial concepts to final rendered deliverables. Project planning solidifies core ideas, gathers resources, and maps out schedules. Pre-production establishes storyboards and concept sketches to build the structural foundation. Production stage completes the actual heavy lifting including modeling, asset building, and texturing. Post-production handles visual editing, color corrections, and final polish details. Final delivery renders the finished assets out for presentations or client use. Following a structured pipeline ensures projects stay organized and meet deadlines. Each individual stage plays an important role in delivering high-quality visual work. Q16. What steps will you take to build a wing? Building an airplane wing involves generating a primitive shape and adding modifiers. The workflow utilizes specialized tools to refine a basic block into a curved airfoil. Create box, generate a primitive box and increase segments for structural flexibility. Name asset, label the object wing in the rollout panel for clear organization. Apply edit mesh, add the edit mesh modifier to allow subobject vertex manipulation. Shape vertices, move and scale specific vertices to create a tapered airfoil shape. Taper and bend, add taper to narrow the tip and bend to curve the wing upward. Wing creation effectively demonstrates the power of stacking modifiers onto primitives. Vertex adjustments matched with modifiers generate clean, aerodynamic shapes easily. Q17. What is command panel? Discuss the various tabs of command panel. The command panel is the core control interface for creating and editing scene assets. Positioned on the right side of the screen, it houses most creation tools. Create tab houses tools for generating geometry, splines, lights, and cameras. Modify tab edits dimensions, hosts the modifier list, and manages subobjects. Hierarchy tab controls parent-child linking adjustments, pivots, and inverse kinematics. Motion tab manages keyframe animation parameters, paths, and motion trajectories. Display and utilities display controls object visibility, while utilities holds extra diagnostic tools. The command panel acts as a functional engine for building projects in 3ds Max. Its tab configuration keeps creation, modification, and animation features neatly sorted. Q18. What should be the approach to start complex modeling in 3ds Max? Complex modeling should start with thorough planning and simple geometry blocks. Objects are incrementally refined by stacking modifiers and editing subobjects. Initial planning. Analyze reference sketches and plan the primary structural layout. Primitive bases. Block out the silhouette using basic shapes like boxes or cylinders. Stack modifiers. Apply tools like edit mesh, taper, or bend to shift forms. Subobject tweaking, select and manipulate vertices, edges, or polygons for precise detailing. Incremental polish, build major proportions first before diving into micro-level details. Breaking complex structures down into basic shapes removes confusion from the process. Step-by-step refinement ensures intricate models remain accurate and clean. Q19. Describe time and material binding process. Time and materials is a flexible commercial billing system used for production work. Clients are billed dynamically based on actual hours logged and resources consumed. Cost estimations provide clients with an upfront projection of hours and resource needs. Adaptive billing, continuous invoicing occurs if design updates extend past initial projections. Hourly tracking, labor rates are broken down by hours alongside material expenditures. Scope flexibility easily accommodates design adjustments midway through the production pipeline. Risk balance maximizes potential project earnings but risks abrupt cancellations from clients. This billing method is highly effective when project requirements fluctuate often. It provides adaptation for ongoing work, provided communication remains transparent. Q20. What is Boolean? What are its types? Boolean is a tool that joins or cuts objects using intersecting geometry calculations. It is an efficient way to sculpt custom shapes out of overlapping meshes or splines. Geometric fusion uses mathematical operations to merge or carve intersecting shapes. Union operation merges overlapping sections together to create a single continuous asset. Subtraction operation carves the second shape out of the first, removing overlapping parts. Intersection operation deletes all geometry except for the shared overlapping volumes. Custom designs drastically cuts down manual vertex modeling time for complex cutouts. Boolean operations provide rapid methods for carving holes or fusing distinct assets. Union, subtraction, and intersection represent the main workflow options. Q21. How to deliver preliminary content. Delivering preliminary content involves sharing early drafts for client feedback. This milestone confirms alignment on project goals and reduces revisions later. Preview versions, export fast, lightweight files like low-res movies or media clips. Secure delivery, upload early files to password-protected servers or secure portals. Daily reviews, conduct regular review sessions called dailies to trace project health. Code deliverables, ensure previews display fundamental milestones to eliminate client confusion. Optimize rendering, turn off anti-aliasing and drop output sizes to speed up draft exports. Sharing early drafts establishes strong communication lines between artists and clients. Securing preliminary approval saves critical processing power for final high-res renders. Q22. Name any 5 elements of main toolbar. The main toolbar sits at the top of the interface for quick-click tool access. It groups essential selection, layout, and utility functions into an easily scannable strip. Undo redo. Undo rolls back the previous mistake, while redo restores that action. Select and link connects two objects together to create a parent-child relationship hierarchy. Unlink selection breaks active hierarchical connections to make child models independent again. Select object enables standard clicking to highlight objects without risking accidental movement. Select and move activates the movement gizmo to reposition assets along view axis. The main toolbar serves as an indispensable workspace shortcut strip during production. Using these icons keeps primary selection and layout tools instantly within reach. Q23. Why planning is important? Planning serves as the strategic blueprint for any 3D animation or modeling project. It maps out resource demands, anticipates bottlenecks, and defines clear targets. Accurate assessment identifies core design challenges early to eliminate operational confusion. Budget forecasting outlines expected asset costs to keep production financially stable. Workflow management organizes daily milestones and distributes tasks efficiently across teams. Risk reduction lowers project delay risks by anticipating technical hurdles in advance. Timeline estimates determines realistic delivery calendars to achieve predictable results. Skimping on initial planning stages often invites production delays and blown budgets. Investing time into early prep work secures structured execution and high-quality results. Q24. What are model sheets? Model sheets are orthopedic reference blueprints used to build 3D characters and assets. They ensure proportion consistency across different scenes and multiple production artists. Design blueprints provide clear front, side, and back views to guide standard asset creation. Visual continuity keeps character proportions uniform from shot to shot during animation. Team alignment enables multiple modelers to build assets that look cohesive and uniform. Dimension variety, tailored with specific heights and widths depending on production needs. Prevents discrepancies, stops off model designs that break established aesthetic guidelines. Model sheets act as the ultimate visual source of truth during structural production. They eliminate guesswork, helping artists maintain strict design continuity. Q25. Describe the various steps to create a Teapot and Text Plus. Teapot and Text Plus are built-in primitive options found under the Create panel. Teapot yields an instant 3D mesh, while Text Plus generates highly customizable typography. Select Teapot, go to Create, open Standard Primitives, and click on Teapot. Size Teapot, click and drag inside any viewport window to set the base radius. Toggle parts, use parameter checkboxes to hide or show handles, spouts, bodies, or lids. Select Text Plus, navigate back to the primitive list and click the Text Plus tool. Type and place, input copy into the text field and click the viewport to generate geometry. These preset shapes save valuable production time by generating ready-made test assets. Both objects feature deep parameter rollouts for fast structural customization. Q26. Describe pivot point. What is the use of text? A pivot point defines the central coordinate anchor where object transformations occur. The text tool is a 2D shape preset used to generate typography outline splines. Rotation center, pivot points act as the central axis around which an object spins. Scale anchoring dictates the starting point from which size expansions or contractions occur. Local coordinate base represents the internal center that tracks local spatial positions. Spline typography, text tool instantly creates editable vector outlines of letters and words. Live customization keeps copy editable so fonts and sizes can be adjusted later. Pivot points dictate how objects react to movement, rotation, and scaling changes. Concurrently, the text tool simplifies vector layout tasks for graphic elements. Q27. Explain the functions of transform tool. Transform tools manipulate the layout, rotation, and sizing of models within 3D scenes. They enable quick layout adjustments without altering the underlying geometric identity. Move function slides objects along x, y, and z coordinate paths to shift positions. Rotate function orbits selected assets around active pivot axis to change orientations. Scale function adjusts model sizing dimensions up or down uniformly or independently. Pivot integration utilizes the anchor point to calculate accurate rotation and scaling shifts. Layout mechanics coordinates with clone, align, and snap features for pinpoint asset placements. Transform features are fundamental to sorting and assembling complex scene layouts. Mastering their handles grants complete control over asset positions in 3D environments. Q28. What is the function of select and place tool? The select and place tool positions models directly onto the face of other meshes. It acts like a real-time snapping tool that can be engaged at any point in development. Surface snapping snaps an asset directly onto the surface mesh of another object. Post-creation use can be activated anytime, removing the need to recreate objects with grids. Drag dynamics, clicking grabs the model while moving the mouse drags it across surfaces. Contact alignment uses pivot defaults or switches to the object base for contact alignment. Placement modes integrates rotate, pillow, and autoparent settings to manage object interactions. This tool simplifies the process of scatter placing props onto floors or walls. It replaces tedious manual multi-axis adjustments with quick surface snapping. Q29. What are the steps for construction of crossbeams? Crossbeams are constructed by box modeling and applying edge adjustments. Once a single beam is finalized, duplication tools speed up grid construction. Build box, create a basic box in top view with specific length, width, and height inputs. Poly conversion, convert the mesh into an editable poly to unlock vertex and edge selections. Select edges, engage edge subobject mode, and pick the 4 long structural edges. Apply chamfer, open chamfer settings, set the offset to clean up sharp corners, and apply. Grid duplication, zero the beam coordinates, then use mirror and clone to build the grid. Box modeling mixed with edge beveling generates clean, realistic structural supports. Leveraging symmetry and duplication tools cuts down repetitive structural work. Q30. What is subobject? What are its components? Subobjects are the geometric components that form a complete 3D polygon mesh. Artists access these sublevels to pull, twist, and sculpt raw geometry. Vertex, single point coordinates in 3D space representing the smallest parts of geometry. Edge, a straight line segment connecting two vertices together to frame out polygons. Face, the fundamental triangular renderable surface bounded by 3 distinct edges. Polygon, a flat surface formed by loops of edges and vertices that creates visible skins. Element, a cluster of completely connected polygons that forms an independent mesh piece. Subobjects serve as the underlying building blocks for any 3D model. Isolating these levels allows artists to execute complex geometric modeling tasks. Q31. Explain how you can create the tank floor. The tank floor is constructed from a simple parametric cylinder primitive. It is sized, aligned, and converted into editable geometry for rim smoothing. Spawn cylinder, create a cylinder primitive in top view with clean radius and segment inputs. Proportion verification, double-check dimensions to ensure the plate fits perfectly inside active walls. Scene labeling, rename the cylinder, tank floor, to maintain clean asset organization. Spatial alignment, run the align tool in front view to center the asset at origin coordinates. Edge chamfering, convert to editable poly and chamfer the lower perimeter edge for realistic curves. Using a cylinder primitive forms a fast, clean starting point for round floors. Finishing with a slide edge chamfer removes unrealistic, sharp digital corners. Q32. Describe the process of building a tower cap. The tower cap is constructed by applying a lathe modifier to a custom profile spline. The profile spins around a central axis to transform a flat path into a 3D lid. Guide block, draft a quick reference rectangle in front view to lock width parameters. Profile drawing, trace the half silhouette using the line tool and label it tower cap. Clean guides, delete the initial reference rectangle so only the active outline remains. Lathe modifier, apply the lathe modifier from the list to revolve the shape into a 3D cap. Refine alignment, set alignment to minimum, adjust segments, center the pivot, and rotate slightly. The lathe tool is highly effective for building radial, symmetrical structural elements. Drawing a clean half profile yields perfect 3D shapes upon revolution. Q33. Describe the outer nostrils. Outer nostrils are modeled during head construction through edge and vertex refinement. The process utilizes connect, target weld, and manual tracking to add nose volume. Edge isolation, enter edge subobject mode and select the edges mapping the outer nostril. Connect segments, trigger connect settings to split selected edges into new segments. Target weld, enter vertex mode and weld lower nose points to clean up geometry splits. Volume tweaking, deactivate weld tools and manually reposition vertices to form flesh volumes. Bridge detailing, select bridge points and use connect match the mesh to reference planes. Nostril sculpting requires systematic edge splitting matched with point welding. Carefully manipulating these local connections builds believable organic facial geometry. Q34. Explain function of bend modifier. The bend modifier deforms object geometry uniformly along a curved axis path. It allows users to generate smooth, sweeping arcs without manual vertex modeling. Curvature deformation bends straight geometry meshes into smooth curves cleanly. Axis selection executes bending calculations around a single, adjustable axis handle. Wide range supports wide flex limits up to full 360-degree circular shapes. Uniform distribution distributes deformation stress evenly across available geometry loops. Wing application useful for curving components such as setting specific flight wing angles. The bend modifier delivers clean geometric curves without destroying source meshes. It remains a fast tool for shaping components like pipes, brackets, and aerodynamic surfaces. Q35. What is the importance of cut tool? The cut tool slices across polygons manually to build new edges and vertices. It allows artists to draw custom topology directly onto existing faces. Vertex insertion adds new coordinate points exactly where the tool clicks geometry. Face splitting subdivides wide polygons into small, highly manageable sections. Edge flow carves custom directional edge loops to control model contours. Quad topology helps maintain clean four-sided polygon layouts for error-free smoothing. Organic modeling serves a critical role in complex workflows like organic head modeling. The cut tool provides complete freedom when reshaping polygon flow. It is an essential asset for refining details and cleaning up mesh layouts. Q36. What is the process of adding reference image? Reference images are visual backdrops loaded into viewports to guide modeling. They ensure real-world proportions are maintained throughout complex modeling projects. Gather files, collect matching orthopedic front and side images of the subject asset. Viewport setup, initialize and organize target viewport windows for multi-angle modeling. Load blueprints, import reference pictures directly into the backgrounds of respective viewports. Proportion matching, match primitive shapes directly against background outlines to set scales. Continuous tracking, routinely check mesh outlines against reference visuals during editing. Reference images eliminate scaling guesswork during complex modeling setups. Keeping geometry aligned to background guides produces highly accurate 3D assets. Q37. Explain selection filters in detail. Selection filters isolate specific object categories or control selection regions. They speed up scene workflows by preventing accidental clicks on background elements. Region types offers rectangular, circular, fence, lasso, and paint boundary tools. Crossing mode highlights objects contained within or merely touching the selection borders. Window mode grabs only assets completely enclosed inside the selection borders. Select by name pulls up an alphanumeric list to select assets using shift or control keys. Lock and invert selection lock locks choices, while control plus I inverts active highlights. Selection filters bring strict order to scenes cluttered with meshes, lights, and shapes. Mastering these boundary settings keeps edits targeted and prevents accidental adjustments. Q38. What is a standard shape object and give their types? Standard shape objects are predefined to be vector splines used as modeling foundations. Located in the Create panel, they can be modified or extruded into solid 3D shapes. Line tool draws manual straight and curved paths that serve as structural bases. Geometric core includes rectangle, circle, and ellipse shapes for basic linear setups. Curved outlines, arc creates open curves, while donut builds nested concentric rings. Polygons and stars, N-gon handles multi-sided shapes, while star generates points. Specialty vectors, helix generates spirals, text handles typography, and section captures mesh profiles. These vector shapes act as clean blueprints for complex 3D transformations. Utilizing them accelerates production by bypassing manual curve construction. Q39. Write the process of changing pivot point of an object in 3ds Max. Repositioning an object's pivot point alters its center for rotation and scaling. Adjusting it ensures duplication and alignment tools spin around the correct anchors. Pick asset, highlight the specific object requiring a pivot transformation adjustment. Hierarchy panel, click into the hierarchy panel to access pivot editing rollouts. Affect pivot only, turn on affect pivot only to move the center without shifting the mesh. Execute align, target an anchor object to center the pivot point coordinates exactly. Lock adjustment, turn off affect pivot only to save the new transform center. Moving the pivot point gives you exact control over how an asset rotates and scales. Properly placed anchors simplify alignment tasks during complex scene assembly. Q40. What are two different types of faces and where they are used? Faces are individual flat surfaces that form the renderable skin of a 3D model. Different modeling workflows use specific face configurations to structure geometry. Triangular faces, three-sided geometry sheets used as a foundation for editable meshes. Polygon faces, multi-sided surface patches typically utilized throughout editable poly models. Mesh subdivisions, triangular structures divide complex skins into small, renderable units. Poly flexibility, polygon layouts offer intuitive subdivision handling for organic shapes. Workflow matching, mesh modeling relies on triangles, while advanced workflows prioritize polygons. Choosing the appropriate face workflow dictates how clean a model remains during deformation. Triangles excel in raw game meshes, whereas polygons favor clean subdivision modeling. Q41. Describe FFD modifier in brief. FFD stands for Freeform Deformation, a tool used to sculpt meshes smoothly. It wraps objects in a lattice grid of control points to distort geometry gently. Lattice box encases models in a cage of control points for freeform scaling. Smooth transitions distorts underlying geometry proportionally to keep surface stretches smooth. Structural safety, shifting lattice points preserves the model's core mesh topology intact. Geosphere friendly, works exceptionally well with poles-free geospheres for smooth stretching. Stylized sculpting accelerates complex character adjustments by bypassing individual vertex selections. The FFD modifier is ideal for organic reshaping and proportional deformations. It provides stylized shaping capabilities while keeping structural geometry clean. Q42. Write difference between soft selection and paint deformation. Soft selection and paint deformation shape geometry through smooth, organic transitions. However, their activation steps and transformation controls differ significantly. Input method, soft selection relies on subobject selections, while paint deformation uses a brush. Range tracking, soft selection uses a fall-off radius, whereas paint edits only brushed faces. Color feedback, soft selection displays warm-to-cool gradients, while paint updates geometry live. Transform support, soft selection works with move, rotate, and scale, whereas paint modifies vectors. Primary usage, soft selection favors poly workflows, while paint suits freeform sculpting. Both tools prevent sharp, jagged digital edges during manual mesh styling. Soft selection works through numeric selections, while paint deformation mimics real sculpting. Q43. Why do we use modifiers in 3ds Max? Modifiers shape, deform, and enhance 3D geometry without wiping out original parameters. They stack non-destructively, allowing settings to be adjusted or deleted later. Reshape geometry alters asset shapes without forcing creators to start over. Add effects instantly injects operations like twisting, tapering, or edge extrusion. Non-destructive stack retains base primitives so dimensions can be edited anytime. Layer flexibility stacks multiple modifiers sequentially to build highly complex geometries. Time efficiency automates repetitive tasks like bending, which drastically increases output speed. The modifier stack provides incredible structural flexibility throughout production. It enables artists to experiment freely while keeping base assets safe. Q44. Describe editable poly and its sublevels. Editable poly is a primary format used for advanced poly-based 3D modeling. It opens up 5 specialized sublevels for detailed geometric manipulation. Vertex level manipulates individual coordinate points to pull and shift mesh structures. Edge level selects the boundary lines connecting points to restructure polygon shapes. Border level grabs open geometric holes automatically to help bridge mesh gaps. Polygon level edits flat face surfaces directly to execute extrusions or bevels. Element level selects entire self-contained submesh pieces within a single file. Editable poly sublevels grant pinpoint editing access over every part of a model. Isolating these components is key to producing highly detailed assets. Q45. Explain advantages of grid in 3ds Max. The grid is a spatial reference system that displays measurable layout lines. It functions as a structural guide to keep asset dimensions accurate and uniform. Precise placement keeps assets organized by aligning them directly to coordinate units. Visual guides, grid lines provide clear geometric references during complex modeling. Scale verification helps artists gauge model sizing values through grid unit spacings. Proportion control ensures new primitive shapes match the proportions of existing assets. Workflow efficiency reduces placement mistakes, saving time during complex scene assembly. The viewport grid removes size guesswork and structural misalignment from production. It keeps objects accurate and unified inside the 3D workspace. Q46. Explain what is loft in compound objects. Loft is a compound object tool that sweeps a 2D profile spline along a 2D path. It generates complex 3D extrusions by following custom structural guide vectors. Profile and path fuses a cross-section shape directly onto a structural path spline. Complex extrusions generates uniform curved surfaces that are tedious to model manually. Spline-based inputs uses standard splines to maintain complete outline vector flexibility. Live adjustments keep source shapes live so profile dimensions can be edited later. Practical modeling serves as an ideal tool for generating cables, moldings, and pipes. Loft simplifies the creation of long, winding architectural or industrial assets. Combining paths with profiles yields clean geometry with minimal effort. Q47. Explain bevel profile in brief. Bevel profile turns flat splines into 3D shapes featuring custom beveled edges. It pushes a profile outline along a path to sculpt detailed borders. 3D extrusion transforms flat 2D vector shapes into thick 3D assets. Dual inputs combines a directional path spline with a cross-section profile outline. Beveled edges generates style edge details directly across geometric borders. Decorative design, ideal for creating picture frames, complex moldings, and text borders. Parameter control allows profile adjustments after creation to preserve design flexibility. Bevel profile is a fast solution for building realistic trim and decorative assets. It cuts down asset styling times by automating complex edge extrusions. Q48. Explain the difference between weld and target weld. Weld and target weld are optimization tools used to merge separate vertices. While both clean up geometry, their mechanical approaches are entirely different. Fusion mechanics, weld combines vertices automatically, whereas target weld joins specific points manually. Selection style, weld acts on large groups, while target weld involves dragging points. Control thresholds, weld relies on distance threshold numbers, whereas target weld targets items exactly. Automation level, weld offers fast automated grouping, while target weld provides direct manual control. Production focus, weld cleans up imported messy arrays, while target weld closes precise seam lines. Both tools are crucial for welding open seams and lowering overall polygon counts. Weld handles large batch cleanups, while target weld focuses on precision adjustments. Q49. Explain trim tool and spline. The trim tool cleans up vector shapes by slicing away unwanted spline loops. It cuts vector lines back to the closest intersecting spline boundary. Deletes vectors, erases excess spline paths to keep vector profiles clean. Intersection cutting calculates cuts exactly where vector paths cross one another. Subobject editing operates within spline subobject layers to refine shapes. Geometry cleanup clears out messy, overlapping lines to prepare profiles for extrusion. Custom outlines simplifies the process of creating intricate compound vector outlines. The trim tool is important for cleaning up raw, overlapping spline blueprints. It ensures vector paths remain clean and fully prepared for 3D extrusion. Q50. Explain different types of options available in Edit Polygons. The Edit Polygons rollout houses core tools used to alter geometry faces. These commands are crucial for adding structural detail and volume to models. Extrude extends selected polygon faces outward to create new 3D depth. Bevel extrudes face selections while scaling profiles to create slanted edges. Inset drops smaller, perfectly scaled polygon duplicates directly onto active faces. Outline expands or shrinks the outer perimeter boundaries of selected faces uniformly. Bridge fuses separate polygon faces together by generating new geometric tunnels. These options serve as the primary toolkit for advanced box and poly modeling. Mastering them allows creators to sculpt complex details out of basic shapes. Q51. Explain ViewCube in 3ds Max. The ViewCube is an on-screen navigation tool used to reorient viewports. Positioned in the corner of the workspace, it allows quick switching between views. Fast navigation shifts viewport vantage points without requiring manual camera panning. Standard viewports provides instant clicking access to top, front, side, and bottom perspectives. Orbit rotation allows users to slide and orbit around models for fast asset inspections. Corner placement sits unoppressively in the upper right viewport corner for quick access. Workflow acceleration cuts down viewport tracking times to keep modeling speeds high. The ViewCube provides an easy, clickable interface for changing view angles. It keeps workspace tracking straightforward and intuitive for modelers. Q52. What are different ways of adding segments? Segments divide surfaces into smaller sections to allow for smooth modeling. Adding loops increases geometric density, giving artists more control over details. Connect tool spans clean, new edge loops straight across selected parallel edges. Cut tool slices custom edge divisions manually across faces via clicking points. Extrude subdivisions automatically adds new edge loops along the borders of extruded shapes. Spline refinement inserts extra vertices into vector splines to refine curve shapes. Primitive creation increases segment values in rollout menus during initial object creation. Properly distributing segments ensures models deform smoothly during animation. Choosing the right tool keeps your geometry organized and easy to manage. Q53. Describe the 3ds Max interface. The 3ds Max interface is an integrated workspace for 3D modeling and animation. It organizes menus, panels, and viewports into a highly productive layout. Menu bar, positioned at the top to handle file saves, settings, and object tools. Main toolbar holds quick icons for selection filters, link tools, and transform handles. Viewport windows displays the 3D scene from top, front, side, and perspective angles. Command panel positioned on the right side to manage creation, modification, and hierarchy tabs. Timeline strip sits along the bottom to control keyframes, playback, and animation frames. The layout balances deep customization options with structured tool availability. Understanding this interface is key to navigating modeling tasks efficiently. Q54. How to create storyboards. A storyboard is a sequence of sketches used to pre-visualize animation scenes. It maps out shot changes and blocking before starting expensive 3D production. Script analysis read scripts carefully to identify core actions and character goals. Draft frames sketch rough layout boxes displaying character positions and main movements. Chronological order arrange frames sequentially to lock down the visual flow of the story. Production notes add brief descriptions covering camera movements, transitions, and audio cues. Review polish check continuity across all frames and fix spacing bugs before approvals. Storyboards act as structural blueprints that keep production teams aligned. Ironing out narrative bugs early prevents costly fixes during the animation stage. Q55. How is chamfer tool useful? The chamfer tool splits sharp edges to create beveled or rounded corners. It replaces hard digital edges with small transitional faces that catch light realistically. Edge smoothing shaves down hard angles to build soft, realistic object corners. Topology generation automatically structures extra faces to ease mesh editing tasks. Model detailing adds polished structural finishes to hard surface mechanical assets. Subobject support targets edges and vertices directly inside active modeling stacks. Render highlights rounded chamfer rings catch specular light highlights to boost render realism. Perfectly sharp edges rarely exist in the physical world, making chamfers vital for realism. This tool elevates models from simple shapes to realistic, believable assets. Q56. What is project assessment? Project assessment evaluates technical and financial needs before launching production. It identifies workflow requirements to ensure projects finish on schedule. Goal tracking studies core design briefs to chart clear development paths. Budget planning calculates expected resource expenditures to secure financial stability. Feasibility checks evaluates pipeline limitations to see if goals match studio capacities. Task scheduling maps milestone timelines to distribute workloads effectively across teams. Risk management identifies technical bottlenecks early to prevent production delays. Vetting projects upfront protects teams from mid-production scope inflation. A thorough assessment ensures smooth workflows and reliable project delivery. Q57. How can you create a line in 3ds Max? The line tool is a spline preset used to draw freeform paths. It serves as a foundation for generating custom templates or revolve profiles. Open panel, navigate to the command panel, select create, and click shapes. Select line, click the line tool button to activate manual vector placement. Viewport clicking, click inside the workspace to drop structural vertex corner points. Curved handling, drag the mouse while clicking to generate smooth Bezier handle curves. Close path, right-click to end open lines or click the start point to close shapes. Line drawing is a basic tool for outlining custom geometry profiles. The resulting paths can be extruded or lofted into intricate 3D shapes. Q58. Differentiate between normals and flip normals. Normals indicate which way a polygon face points, controlling visibility and lighting. Flip normals reverses that vector direction to fix display bugs. Vector direction, normals point out the outer face side, while flip reverses that vector. Render control, normals guide lighting calculations, whereas flip fixes inverted face bugs. Default orientation, normals point outward by default, while flip points faces inward. Bug patching, normals keep structures visible, whereas flip patches hollow or invisible walls. Lighting outcomes, correct normals ensure accurate shadows, while flip variants invert surface shading. Managing face directions ensures meshes render correctly without missing parts. Using flip normals quickly restores proper visibility to inverted geometry faces. Q59. State the 5 production pipeline steps. The production pipeline structures development into 5 sequential phases. It guides a project smoothly from initial concept sketches to final file delivery. Project planning brainstorms ideas, calculates budgets, and organizes team schedules. Pre-production drafts storyboards and concept designs to build project foundations. Production step handles the core work including modeling, rigging, and asset texturing. Post-production manages composite edits, color corrections, and final visual polishes. Final delivery renders out high resolution formats for client distribution. Following these 5 stages keeps large creative projects manageable and organized. Structured tracking ensures deliverables meet quality expectations and deadlines. Q60. What is crossing and window selection? Crossing and window selections are tools used to group viewport assets. They alter how selection marquee borders pick up active scene models. Crossing rules selects assets completely inside or touching the selection marquee boundary. Window rules selects only models sitting entirely inside the selection marquee boundary. Marquee actions, both styles utilize drag and drop region frames to capture targeted items. Workflow focus, crossing favors broad selection tasks, while window targets specific assets. Scene efficiency, both methods replace tedious single-clicking with rapid group selections. Mastering these boundary choices makes selecting specific models in crowded scenes fast. They minimize accidental selections, keeping development smooth and organized. Q61. When will you use F3 key while making a skull? The F3 key toggles viewports between wireframe and shaded display modes. During skull modeling, it is crucial for aligning geometry against background references. Scene initialization, press F3 early to prepare viewports for shaded reference placements. Shaded activation instantly switches flat viewports into fully shaded modeling workspaces. Viewport tracking, click into each viewport panel separately and hit F3 to unify displays. Reference alignment helps check primitive shapes against background front and side blueprints. Volume analysis, shaded views display spatial depth clearly, which aids skull anatomy modeling. Toggling F3 helps modelers inspect hidden wireframes and outer surfaces quickly. It ensures mesh loops remain aligned with background references. Q62. Why should you not sign a non-compete agreement? Non-compete agreements restrict you from working for competing studios. These legal documents can limit your future employment opportunities and career growth. Legal liabilities. Signing binds you to strict rules that carry legal consequences. Career barriers restricts your ability to accept similar work within your field. Industry limits forces you to change fields or wait out long restriction windows. Regional variances. Enforcement rules vary wildly depending on local state labor regulations. Attorney audits requires professional legal review to identify hidden career risks. Signing away employment freedom can limit long-term career growth. Artists must review these clauses carefully to protect their future career mobility. Q63. Describe the steps involved in building a mailbox. Building a suburban mailbox combines primitives, modifiers, and sub-object editing. The workflow creates a detailed model complete with a working door and flag. Post block. Generate a primitive box to form the vertical wooden post. Mesh conversion. Apply and edit mesh modifier to access vertex editing levels. Vertex shifting. Pull and scale specific points to refine the support structure. Body extrusion. Extrude a flat rectangle shape to form the main hollow housing. Door assembly. Clone geometry parts and convert to editable poly to build the hinge and door. Combining vector parts with primitive blocks yields clean, organized models. This multi-tool approach ensures moving components like doors are modeled accurately.